welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant at 17 and how I told my parents. So first off, my husband, now back then boyfriend, were in a long distance relationship. My husband lived in Colombia and I've always lived here in the United States, and it was very hard. We had a lot of trouble, to communicate. But at least we made it, right? We're living together now, and we are so happy. But that's besides the point, guys. So back in 2012, when I came back from Colombia to United States, I was having weird, crazy symptoms where I was feeling hungry all the time, and like literally all the time, guys. I felt like I had a deep black hole that nothing would satisfy me. But thank God that only lasted a couple days, or else I would have become a whale during pregnancy. That was my first symptom, and my second symptom was that everything tasted so weird. And this all happened before my period, before I missed my period. So I Googled it, and it said that those were some symptoms that pregnant women experience. So I said, okay, next step is to wait and see if I actually get my period. And if I miss it, I'm going to take a pregnancy test. So I knew I was supposed to get my period August 4th, and I didn't get it that day. So the next day I ran to the store and I got a couple of pregnancy tests. And while I was taking them, I saw the two lines forming, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And I was feeling nervous. I was feeling scared, because I've always had a beautiful relationship with my mother, and I just didn't know how to tell her. I knew I was gonna break her heart, but I decided to tell her that same day. I said, there's no point in waiting. Either way, I'm going to have to tell her whether it's today or in 2 months. So I said, I'm telling her today. And that is exactly what I did. She was actually watching a movie, and I told her if she can come into my room that I had to show her something. And she did. And when she came in, I was holding the pregnancy test in my hand, and I handed it to her, and she said, what is this? And I said, it's a pregnancy test. And she said, whose is it? I said, it's mine. And she said, stop playing around with me. And I said, I wish I was, but I'm not. And she started crying, and she she was very upset, and I started crying as well. She was feeling very angry with me. But eventually, she started getting used to the idea of becoming a grandma, and she was especially happy when she found out we were having a boy, because since my sister and I, and we're girls, obviously, she always wanted a boy, and she said a grandson is as close as a son as she can get, So she was extremely happy about that. And that was my mom's reaction. My father was actually not in the picture, because he left when I was 12 years old. And he lives in Colombia. But, we were still in touch, and we still are in touch. But I told him, like, the next day when I called him, I said, I'm pregnant. I really wasn't scared to tell him, because first of all, it was over the phone, and second of all, I felt like he really had no say, since he really wasn't in the picture anymore. So I really wasn't worried about what he had to say, but he was very supportive as well. He said that it was going to be hard for me, but that it was not impossible. And I agree. I totally agree with him. It definitely was hard. It still is hard. I feel like every age with my kids is like a different stage, you know, and it's something different that you have to deal with for every stage. And my oldest is 4 years old now, and my daughter is 17 months old. She's actually screaming right now. I don't know if you can hear her, but I am so happy with them. I really am, and I believe that kids are a blessing, and that is my story, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.